Hey guys, today's video is going to be about escaping the bottom in a hurry with a big wrestler's bridge. There's a lot of technique to it, but it's really mostly feel, not too elaborate. These have gotten me out of a lot of bad spots.
So I'm going to talk about several positions. The first one is from a head and arm control. Again, not a lot of jiu-jitsu guys use this. You will see it in MMA. You'll see it obviously in wrestling. But this is good for self-defense as well. So like a big, strong guy on the street might just headlock you, something like that. A lot of people from judo know this is the case of Gatami, but I call it head and arm because I'm a wrestler. So Bo's got me in this terrible, terrible position. Okay, he's grabbing, locking. It's not any good at all. So what I would like to try to do depends on how he's gripping, but I need to control the hip. A lot of us have seen this before. I won't spend too much time on it, but I need to control the hip. So I'd like to turn into him and grab the hip. What I really like to do is fight early to get my hands in a body line. So even if Bo splays his legs out wide for a good base, here, okay, I'll even give him a better position. Kick this leg up even higher, Bo. There you go, yes. This is a difficult position to get out. So what I'm gonna do, he's gonna squeeze me tight, I'm gonna bridge straight back and I'm gonna pull him across. So from here, I'm gonna get my feet underneath me, bridge, and roll. Next one's a more common position that jiu-jitsu guys are going to be in all the time. It's just going to be side control, and this guy's cradling my head, and he's got his knees up against my body. So, let's say I start with my good frames. I'm framing the hip, I'm framing on the neck. I'm trying to scoot in to create space and work my knee in. If that's not working, I like to underhook over here. So I'm framing, and I'll dive it under here. Now, a lot of times I'll just kind of hang out for a second. I just want it to be here. It's protecting me from mount. I got my knee up. From here, what I'm gonna do, if I feel like this guy's really squeezing on me, that's good for me because that makes us one piece. So he's committed to the squeeze, I'm gonna commit him to the roll. I'm gonna then bring my hand up, catch the lat. I don't wanna stay there for a long time to risk a head and arm triangle, and I'm gonna launch him to the moon. So from here, I'm gonna shrimp to my side, I'm gonna catch the armpit, I'm gonna bridge. Next position, I'm going to show the big roll from north-south. So I'm going to show the first one from north-south, and this guy's just kind of holding my hips and controlling, making sure that I can't face him, get my guard back. The next one's going to be when I'm working a north-south choke. In this one, we've all seen this position. Okay, this guy spun to north-south. He's blocking my hips. I can't turn into him. Now this roll is going to be very difficult if I don't block a post. So all of these are important. I'm blocking the post in some fashion. The first one is I'm bear hugging. He's committed to the choke. The second one was he's cradling my head. This one I want to block his arms from posting, but I also need to block his legs. His base is too wide right now for me to roll. So for this one, what I want to do, keeping my arms in safe, is I want to slowly work my head out until it's on his leg or touching his knee. So I'm a little bit up on the thigh. From here, I'm just gonna kind of hang out. When I'm ready, I'm gonna go this way, bridging hard to the mat, and I'm gonna follow through with the arm. So north-south again. Now this guy's going for a north-south choke. I want to make sure that I'm not in a lot of danger, my chin and head are positioned in a good spot, but the best time to hit this roll is when he really commits to squeezing on it, and I need to make sure that his base of support isn't very wide. So a lot of times what you'll see in the north-south choke is guys will move mistakenly like this. They'll take a big step and then the feet will come together, so I want to feel for that. So he's got me in a north-south choke here. I'm turning into him. I'm blocking this forearm, so the choke isn't going to be really that dangerous. So what the post I'm blocking here is going to be this hand that he's committed to my choke. I'm under his arm over here. Again, he sprawls back to start squeezing on this tight. I can look back and I can see that this is a nice straight line. He's got no post. I can roll. So here's a funky position. Bo has twisted out to the side. I like to do this myself. A lot of people like to sit out to this position so they can take one big step over the mount. So I want to block the mount by keeping the knee up. But what I also do early is I shoot this underhook here. I'm going to block his hips with my underhook. Now there's two ways I can go. One way makes a lot of sense. The other one's pretty creative, but it does work really well. So Bo's got this arm cinched in tight, controlling this. Okay, that's his post that's not going to be there when I roll. So I'm defending the mount. What I like to do is shrimp away. Usually I'll try to reach the foot. If it's not there, I'm more parallel with him now. From here, I'm going to come across, and I'm going to come on top. All right, guys, so here's the second one. This one's pretty weird. A little bit of athleticism required, but again, just a big bump. So I've got the arm over here. I'm going to work away. If I know that I can't go this way, if I hit that, this guy puts his hip down or something, or he knows that that's a trick that I like, what I'm going to do, and if you feel it, it really is there, as opposed to going this way where I met resistance, I'm going to come over his hip. So if I bump, I'm going to ride over him in a diagonal angle. So when I bump, here, I'm going to come over the top. I get to hit kind of a cool cartwheel. It really does work because there's nothing really to hold me back. Especially again, if I fake that first one and I really hop over, it is there. If I miss it, if I miss any of these, what I do is just go back to what I was doing originally, try to get my knee in, try to frame. This big, strong wrestler bridge is, again, it's a lifesaver in a fight, in a jiu-jitsu tournament. Jiu-jitsu guys don't expect this big of a bump. You end up in a dominant position. It could really help you. You should practice it. Building a strong neck is good too. It's going to keep us safer in this crazy sport that we do.